Hello, Mark Romero here. How are you? Welcome to the Harmonize Your Life podcast. I wanted to share today about expanding your definition of perfection. We get so hard on ourselves when we make these things called mistakes. We say something stupid, we do something that maybe isn't, in the up and up or whatever, and we are so difficult on ourselves when we do that. And we're very difficult and judgmental of others when they do those things, when they trip and they stumble in life. Oh my gosh, we don't cut ourselves any slack. I don't know where we learn this. Perhaps maybe it's through our background, through school. We're taught if you didn't get an A plus every day, you're less than and not good enough. We really need to expand our definition of perfection, because people think we need to be perfect in life. Well, what is that? What does that look like? Where you never make a mistake? Where you never say something stupid or silly or whatever? It's not going to happen. This is life, man. We're dealing with our humanity. We're unveiling and tapping into our spirituality. You are going to trip, stumble, and fall and cut your knee and bang your head. It's just the way it is. And we need to be okay with that whole process and realize that all those trips, those stumbles, and those falls that happen in our experience are part of the perfection of life. Let me give you an example or an analogy I think that really works well. I'm a parent, so I have two daughters, and I remember when they were very young, just transitioning that stage from crawling to walking. And, they're walking like this, like, drunken sailors. I mean, they are in the process of learning how to walk and run. And so they fall over, they bang their head, they scrape their knee, they face plant on the floor. It's part of the experience. But as parents, do we say, hey, you know what? Just don't bother getting up, man, because you know what? You made a mistake there. You took that big step when you shouldn't have taken that big step. You face planted. Just don't even bother getting up. No, of course we would never do that. But yet that's how we do that with ourselves. As we grow older, for some reason we become such more difficult upon ourselves. Life is a process of learning how to walk and to run on all kinds of different levels. And you are going to trip, you are going to stumble, you are going to fall, you are going to make mistakes. The most important thing is to learn from the mistakes. The most important thing is to get up, to brush the dust off, and to continue to work on it and process through it and move forward in your experience. I can think of my youngest thought it would be a really good idea to stand on the chair and face plant into the My Little Pony castle face first. Wasn't a good move. She might have had to do it a second time, but I believe she learned it hurts to face plant into a hard plastic object. And you see, that's perfection. Learning from that experience. Learning and growing from where we trip and where we stumble in life. So stop being so hard on yourselves for not being a certain way. For not meeting some kind of ideal that you have in your head. Let it go. Learn from these experiences. That's how you gain wisdom. That's how you become something more than you were. That's how you expand and you grow. It's a process. And that whole process is perfection. That whole process is really how we should define perfection. Because if you have this ideal in your head of you're going to be a certain way and then you can be okay with yourself, you're never going to get there. And for many cases, it prevents many of us from ever living life because we're afraid of making a mistake. Make the mistakes. Thrive for mistakes. Look for mistakes. Learn from the mistakes. I don't even like the word mistakes, and I just used it like 3 times, but it's really there to kind of desensitize this whole aspect. This is learning. This is growing. This is learning how to walk and to run on a whole nother level. If you've gone through this process of your awakening and you have this ideal of, oh, this is what an awakened person is supposed to be like, and then when you're not that way, you decide to beat yourself up. No, let it go, man. That whole process is the perfection of awakening. that whole stumbling and falling is part of the process of life. So perhaps maybe take a look at your experience, where it is that you're being tough on yourself, where it is that perhaps maybe you're beating yourself up for not being this definition of perfection. Open up and expand that definition and allow it to account for all the twists and the turns and the ups and downs of your human experience. And you will open to a whole nother level of freedom, a whole new level of energy, a whole new level of self-appreciation and self-acceptance. So take that on, see what opens up for you. I guarantee it'll make a difference for you. It'll make a difference in your energy, and your energy is everything. You change your energy, you change your life. Change your resonance, you change what outpictures in your experience, what shows up in your physical health. And part of that, that's going to be so helpful, is to expand your definition of perfection. Thank you so very much. Have a happy and harmonious day.